Race fans, welcome to Earnhardt country. That's right, Talladega, Alabama, the place. The time is now here in prime time. Welcome to the SSIL Presents the Reaper Series, the Xfinity version, right here on Redline Racing Network. Good evening, everybody. I am Matt Metler up in the Tony Trapasso Memorial Booth as we have just taken the green flag and we are underway. And as they always say, when it comes to plate racing, if you put a hauler in the infield, you can win this race. And that definitely shows out here in the attendance as we have 19 drivers in the field right now. Biggest amount of competition we've seen so far this season, as Chris, I Can't Win in My Own Series Hubka, decides to come on over and try his luck here in the Xfinity side of things, as he's currently the fast man on the racetrack, clocking in at 51.23. He is in the 88 car tonight if you're following him, typically in the 5 on the Cup Series side of things, but tonight he will be piloting the 88, up 3 positions, I might add, already here in the early going. Going to go ahead and throw the timing and scoring graphics up for everybody here at home tonight that's hanging out with us right here on Redline Racing Network. Well, we have the opportunity. Let's go ahead and pull up the weather for everyone tonight. As you can see, sim time just after 4 p.m. Clocking in at 1,600 hours, 21 minutes. The wind, 9 miles an hour. Ambient air temperature, beautiful. Can't ask for anything better. 75 degrees Fahrenheit. It's a little on the humid side, 67% relevant humidity. Cloudy overcast. That's going to keep the track temp down. And as you can see, that is translating to 81 degrees. So these cars will be making a good amount of grip out there. Not over 100 degrees. Far from the 120s, which we've seen previous this season. So these guys should be slicing and dicing, and that's what they've been doing here in the early going. Up at the front, he may be a newcomer to the series, but he's not driving like it. That is going to be the 2 of Dakota Camper in that Chevrolet Camaro. And in fact, 69 time himself, the Cash Man, Christopher Cash in P2, up 3 spots from where he started. This is the best performance we have seen from the HMFIC of the league all season long. The 97, similar story. In fact, positions 3 through 4, some of the biggest movers of the race. Looks like Tom Freitas is out there in competition as well, so he's pulling literally double duty as he's out there racing on the racetrack in that 32 machine and pulling race control duty at the same time. Great looking paint scheme on Tom Freitas' ride. The Bethlehem, man. Oh, look at this. Radke off the racing surface. He is out of the groove. He says, I don't like how these guys are racing up front. I am taking it to the back, boys. The Mooresville man from North Carolina, right there in the heart of NASCAR country. Literally, you can't get more inside the ground zero of NASCAR than Mooresville, North Carolina, as he is slid back. He is going to the back, going with the Tony Stewart approach of the mid-2000s. In fact, let's go on board with last week's winner. This man is just always so thrilling to watch, no matter where he's running on the short tracks, the cookie cutters, and even here on the super speedways. Is you're on board now with Jeffrey Radke. Now let's throw his telemetry up there as well. It's going to be in the bottom right-hand corner. You can see about 189 miles an hour. And you'll see speeds a little bit higher than that this evening as well, as he's behind. No surprise, Dalton McKinney. Him and the 46 seem to be like magnets, just attracted to each other at various times throughout the course of these races. But clearly he's trying to avoid the big one, which often happens here at Talladega, and keep that car in one piece, all the corners on it, until the end when it matters. Widen things back out, take it back to the front. On the high side of the racetrack, you got the 84 of Kevin Coleman in. Was that Jared Hayes that just went blink mode? You don't want to be doing that in the Darrell Waltrip Western Auto throwback scheme. Happy to see that he has this on board tonight, as he's been running that scheme on the Camaro, quite frankly, and he needs to keep it that way. Always one of the best-looking cars in the field, if you ask me. You see that third lane starting to try to form up here. That was being led by the 12, but now the 9 ride. That's going to be Brandon Kelly, slides up in front of Let Go of My Lego. Hopefully they don't get scattered across the racetrack and become Reese's Pieces. He was a factor last week, but late race altercations, kind of hampered the 12's chances at winning, but perhaps redemption tonight. Or Cooper, the Austin version, who is on that high side, top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. In fact, they got 4 cars up there. From a manufacturer standpoint, can't ask for any more. You got a Camaro leading that high lane, then you have the Dark Horse, then you have a Toyota, and that's 7. Man, Cliff Corvo, no surprise, he's kind of just doing his own thing back there. Probably trying to figure out where the runs are coming from, how long it takes to generate a run thus far. Ooh, a little squirrely there. The 54 of Robert Gillard, slicing and dicing, as he now leads the outside lane. Again, now working lap 10 of 113. That is the scheduled distance here tonight around this 2.66-mile super speedway that initially opened in 1969. And if you folks at home don't know the backstory to this racetrack, it was so big, it was so intimidating. And we also had a tire gate problem at the same time. The Cup drivers didn't want nothing to do with this thing. NASCAR, the sanctioning body, actually paid the Grand National Series to basically come out and fill the field. That's how intimidating this place was in 1969. There was nothing quite like it. And still to this day, one of the modern marvels in the, in this NASCAR, in this era of NASCAR, I should say, is we're flirting with 3 wide as the 17 blinks back in again. One place you don't want to be blinking here is at Talladega, especially leading a line. The last thing you want to do is wind up inside someone's cockpit of their race car. You light the wick, the bomb goes kaboom, and there is literally pieces of race car raining in the infield and perhaps in the grandstands if that happens. So hopefully the 17 can get that connection stabilized here. Is that outside rain really starting to cook, being pushed by Robert Gillard? He is looking for a good run. The short tracks just aren't in his wheelhouse. He will tell you that himself. However, Dover's a different story. That's the site of his 1 win in the Cup Series so far this season for Whitehead Racing. Oh, someone gets spit out of the hot dog bun, and it's going to be the 17 of Jared Hayes. Hayes got just absolutely yeeted. And I think it was that blinking issue that has caused Hayes to get spit out of the wrapper, so to say. I mean, he got absolutely howitzered, and he's trying to throw the caution flag out, it looks like, and now he's going to tow back to the pits. Try to go back here, as it's not registering in timing and scoring, but Jared Hayes absolutely got destroyed. We're going to have to ask the replay team here to back this up so we can actually cover what happened to the 17 here at home. Remember, he was leading. I believe it was the middle lane here. There we go. We have to wind it back one more time. You can see he absolutely gets some self-inflicted concrete poisoning there. That's as far back as we can go, but nonetheless, he gets absolutely shot out of there out of a cannon and absolutely careens That outside retaining wall bounces off it. The front of that Camaro absolutely smoked. And nonetheless, Talladega claims its first casualty. And unfortunately, it's the Western Auto ride of Jared Hayes. We now take it back to the live side of things, and here is the 88, Chris Hubka. You know, I know all the different series within the SSIL all has its different, admins, and it has, its different personnel, but he is the mastermind of it all. And the mastermind is carrying the torch right now is the 88, looking like the Dale Jr. old out here leading at Earnhardt Country. Oh, that 84 is doing the swervy-gurvy behind him. That's one way to make the 88 boil his biscuits inside that Camaro, is seeing the 84 pushing on him, swiping right to left like that. That is the last thing you want to see. Just as that happens, now that outside lane, Tom Frieda's getting the help from Mr. Shake and Break himself, Christopher Cash. No surprise, the 69 and 32 are teamed up on the high side. Tom Fritas. Oh, wrong driver there, excuse me. But hey, Chris, we'll shout you out while we're at it. The Texas man from Laredo, Texas. I'll wreck my wife for a win. That's a bold statement. I wonder if he'll take a wrecking ball through a home he has for sale for a win. I'll have to ask him. Maybe tonight's the night. He's out there leading laps, but I mentioned the 32 of Tom Fritas before him. Before that, there he is. Let's go on board with Cousin Tom. And again, this man heavily involved in the SSIL as far as race. Oh my God, broadcaster's curse, Tom. I am sorry. I apologize, as we have mayhem breaking out. Is Mr. Sister, Christopher Cash, also involved? You've seen the 69. Hard contact there as the broadcaster's curse strikes again. The minute we go on board with someone, kind of pump them up a little bit, mayhem breaks loose. And that certainly should show up on the Redline Racing Network timing and scoring, so we can cover exactly what happened as we were on board with the 32. Tom obviously put it up in the wall, veteran move there, so he didn't come down the racetrack. And it looks like this all started with Dalton McKinney. So we're going to leave that right there. We're going to go to the eye in the sky here on this replay. The 32 gets in the fence there. Cash has nowhere to go. He's going to turn it down, but unfortunately, that hunk of metal right there, the 6, it's going to be a 1-2-3 whack-a-mole situation. They go down, start mowing the lawn, and then there's Christopher Cash just hanging on for the ride at that point in time as he goes up there and just absolutely smokes the concrete. You can see his hood flying off into the distance. The back of that Camaro absolutely destroyed. Remember, these guys do have, these drivers, I should say, they do have one ace up their sleeve. They do have a fast repair. So unfortunately, Christopher Cash going to be utilizing that early as Chris Hubka continues to lead under caution. Pit stops underway. You can see the 5 ride there again. That's normally the number that Hubka drives in, next gen competition on Thursday nights. But tonight that 5 is being driven by Johnny Williams. As we watch Tom Fritas there come off of pit road. Hubka electing to stay out. And in fact, it looks like the top 9 going to keep it out there as track position, especially if you're trying to stay up front. That's the other way to stay out of the big one is, some guys, drivers like to stay behind it so they can react. But hey, if you're out in front carrying the torch, leading this piece, there's a good chance you're going to stay out of harm's way as well. But no one is 100% invincible. If you think that is the first lesson you will learn here in your plate racing career. If you're on the racetrack, you are vulnerable, and that is a true statement. Also getting a notification here that Brandon Cooper may have crashed under caution. Not sure what that's about. But while I have a chance here, under caution, Brandon Kelly, Matt up in the booth. You got a copy there, bud. Try it once again here. Brandon Kelly, Matt up in the booth. You got a copy there, bud.
I do.
Hey, man, out there having a good run thus far. Talk to me about your strategy tonight. What do you think's the winning recipe to come away here with the big one in Earnhardt country?
I think just staying alive right now.
Hey, that's always a part of it, right? Attrition. We've already seen some big-time incidences. You think you got what it takes to keep that BK Designs right up at the front?
I think so. I think we have a long green flag run. Just stay with the leaders when they pit. And as long as we have a good group coming out, I think I'll be all right.
Well, here you go, man. I appreciate you jumping up here in the booth, giving me some real-time feedback of what's happening out on the track, and best of luck to you the rest of the way, my man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, bud. We appreciate your time. And that is the driver of the 9, Brandon Kelly. Again, we thank him for jumping up here in the booth while we're under caution. Again, I'd love to interview more of these drivers. However, I just, quite frankly, don't have the permissions to do so, as I broadcast this thing from the top 3, sometimes the infield care center. It just depends on what my flavor is for that night. The only option I have is to interview the free agents, and that's really the pool I have to pick from. Again, lights out on the pace car. Going to be Chevrolet on Toyota action at the front row. Hubka up 14 positions, second biggest mover of the race in the 88. Kind of has some nationwide vibes within that paint scheme. Cody Sanderson on the outside lane. Then you're going to have Jonathan Wiley and Robert Gillard. Jonathan Wiley's going to restart here at P4. Fifth is Brandon Kelly. Green flag back in the air, and this, of course, brought to you by Chris Hubka Realtors. You have a house that you see online. Heck, if it's in your local area, don't even bother with the competition. Call the best, get it right off the rip. And that is going to be Christopher Hubka. He can make your household dreams a reality. It just takes one phone call, an email, a text message. Get with the best. Get it right the first time. And that is Christopher Hubka Realty, our official green flag sponsor right here in the Xfinity Cup, the Xfinity Series. And oh my, Robert Gillard is absolutely jousting him. I mean, that was full contact in the business, and in fact, he is still pushing on him. Who says Toyotas don't line up good with Chevrolets? Gillard would like to argue that case as, man, it looked like a dump truck absolutely welded to the back of that Camaro. I mean, he was eating good in the neighborhood on that one. Outside lane, though, Dakota. Getting a big shot there from Swervy Gervy, Kevin Coleman. Oh, he's not content either. He's going to jump to the outside lane. Actually, no, I take that back. Who is that Lone Ranger there? That's going to be Hunter. Hunter Lagoon's there in the 73. He thought maybe someone was going to go with him. He tried to go all the way to ride the top of the fishbowl. Comes back down. Christopher Cash cuts him a break, lets him back in line. And remember, he's on a recovery drive. He was up here leading this thing. He's now working lap 21 of 113. And still a long way to go in this race. You know, patience is going to be a big part of this. This is a perfect time to just race the racetrack. Don't get caught up racing yourself, racing other competition out there. Survive to be alive. You can't win it. Oh, we got problems. There goes the Legos machine, and it gets turned into Reese's Pieces. Oh, Austin Cooper, that car is absolutely obliterated. Very similar to what happened earlier in the race when you just get a bad push here when this car is loaded up in the corner or even down the back straightaway. It doesn't take much. And you can see the smoke billowing out of that machine. And I feel so bad for Austin Cooper, man. He runs well, just does not have luck on his side. He's got that black voodoo cloud just hovering over that race car on the racetrack. One of these days, it will all come together. As much speed as he has in that ride, as he brings it down pit road now. Going to stay under green flag conditions here. He's going to have to burn a fast repair early, and he's not going to get the support or the helping hand of a caution, which means more than likely he is going to go one or more laps down. In fact, here come the leaders. All racked and stacked 2x2. Christopher Cash, you can tell, wants this lead back. He is trying to get that outside lane to go with him. But if they leave him, if Tom Freitas does not go with Cash, he has to make sure he has a spot to get back in line. Otherwise, he's going to just get sucked in the polar vortex straight to the back of this train. Without the help of the draft, you're going to lose, 7-10 miles an hour, if not more at times. Or maybe Cash isn't trying to form that third lane. Perhaps his car just, for whatever reason, wants to wash up that racetrack. Or perhaps maybe he's having some heating problems, but for whatever reason, he's poking the nose of that Camaro out in the clean air. More than likely trying to signal the 32, Mr. Shake and Bake himself, to get him up to the front. He wants to lead this piece. Back, let's go on board with the Cash Man. Christopher Cash out. Oh my God, again, it's a twofer. Every time we go on board with a driver, an absolute catastrophe happens on the racetrack. What a save by Christopher Cash. That's it, we're done. No more onboard views in the broadcast. Oh my God, I'm telling you folks at home, it is a thing. If you didn't believe me that time, perhaps you believe me now. Multiple cars involved here, including Tom Freitas, Christopher Hubka. Oh, Dalton McKinney. What went wrong out there on this 2.66 mile super speedway? We're about to find out. 3 wide, perhaps. 84 is going to come up there. Oh, my God. Tom just got a... What happened to Tom Freitas? Going to go to the eye in the sky now for another look at this. Keep your eye on that 32. Outside lane, coming back up the racetrack. Does he not have room to clear? Is it Netcoat? He comes back down to the middle lane. Does he decide to come back up and that hole just close up? And this going down the backstretch as we get ready to go into the turns 3 and 4 complex. Oh, Cash gets a bad push. He comes down and just absolutely smacks him with the back of that race car. And then Tom gets sent off on an uncontrolled ride from hell. Collects Gillard, Cash, or Christopher Hubka after having a great run here early. Similar trends that happens to him on Ghost Cup nights, which is Thursday, 9 p.m. Tune into Core Racing Network for that. Happens here in the Xfinity series. It's deja vu for him all over again as he gets used and abused, and that 88 more than likely is going to have to use a fast repair. Under caution here, we're going to step aside and take our first break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on Redline Racing Network. Race fans, welcome back to Talladega, Alabama from high above and from the Red Line Racing Blimp as we look down at the field under caution for its second time this evening. Want to thank everyone for supporting the cause, jumping on board. Once again, the voice of the Reaper Series, Matt Metler, with you guys once again here in primetime up in the Tony Trapasso Memorial Broadcast booth. Want to thank everyone for chiming in tonight and joining us here for a little restrictor plate action here at the high banks of Earnhardt Country. Or in the high banks of Earnhardt Country, I should say. Dalton McKinney, Mr. Whip It Up. He's ripping it up right now there. As he's currently being scored as the leader. I think the 12 there is one lap down as he was involved in an earlier incident. Austin Cooper, that is the case, being scored in that 16th place position. When those lights go out on the pace car, he should be able to go on by, go around. Gonna have to hustle it a little bit and catch up with the tail end of the field. Again, SSIL presents Reaper Xfinity Series. Out there doing a business on the racetrack. Most recent incident, multiple cars involving the race control's finest. Tom Friedez, Christopher Hupka, Dalton McKinney involved. And there goes the 12. As he is going to be eligible to go around and get his lap back. Beneficiary of the lucky dog. Want to take this moment to thank our partners. Obviously, Black Magic, part of the strategic family alliance here on Red Line Racing Network. Get out of the static. Go see the design pros at Black Magic. They'll help your dream ride come to life. Forget trading paints. All those old templates. Paying $20, $30 just to change the colors around, slap some new stickers on it. Go all the way. Get something that's authentic, that you're absolutely proud of, to put out there in competition. And those are the boys at Black Magic. And better yet, tell them the Reaper Xfinity Series sent you. Also want to thank Cash Customs, Green River Tire, Chris Hubka. He's also a featured sponsor of the series. He's actually out there in competition tonight. As he's on a recovery drive, there he is in the 88 in the outside lane. And in fact, let's go on board with the HMFIC of the SSIL on this RESTART, this restart. Lagging back a little bit in the Ghost Cup Series. That would be a black flag. That would be an EOL. Okay, now he tightens it up. Waiting on the green flag. You know, it says I'll wreck my wife for a win. I think he'll wreck anybody. Oh, he gets a good restart, but Johnny be good. Johnny Quick did not go in the 11. Kind of has to check up a little bit as he climbs up the H pattern. Just click gear 4, already up to, oh, we got a caution already. Every time we go on board, what is in the air tonight here in Talladega? Well, we'll widen things back out for you folks at home once again. At least he wasn't involved in that one. Not sure what has happened here on the restart. So perhaps somebody bumped a button. Not sure exactly what went wrong here. But nonetheless, the green flag comes out, then the yellow flag. And again, this little unorthodox, but we're going to wind this all the way back here. Don't want to start using the master controllers. Sometimes you start doing that and the playback gets all just absolutely wild. Okay, so here we go. Coming to green here. McKinney and Camper on the front row. And Threat Level Midnight Motorsports, of course. Green flag in the air. Looking for something to go wrong. And I'm just not seeing it. So I'm not quite sure why that caution came out. But I'm sure there was good reason for it, is nonetheless we are under yellow flag conditions here once again. High Above want to thank Goodyear for these pictures coming in. This beautiful megaplex right here in the heart of Alabama. Well, we're under caution. We're going to step aside, pay some bills, but you're not going to miss anything. We're going to go all-out coverage right here on Redline Racing Network. Race fans, quickly, while we're under caution here at Talladega, we do apologize for the broadcast interruption. We are currently working to restore all broadcast services at this time while under caution here from Talladega. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, back live from Talladega, Alabama. We do apologize for the broadcast interruption, as we're currently under caution, as myself and the rest of the team are working to restore all broadcast services at this point in time. We will not cut away. We are just going to work on completing the troubleshoot of this issue while under caution, as Christopher Cash and Austin Cooper continue to lead. But I mean, nonetheless, he is gunning for a win here. Or I should say hunting, as his name is Hunter after all, as he's going to restart here in the outside lane. And he's going to have Mr. Where Did He Come From? Showed it last week, Mr. Radke doing what he does. Grinding, driving his tail off inside of that race car, waiting on the Geico restart zone. Green flag back in the air. He's going to stand on the floorboards, and these glorious V8s come roaring back to life here in prime time once again. Now working lap 58 of 113. And Talladega has lived up to his name as the crashes have been large. Certainly at times throughout the course of this race and affecting some of the big names in the series, including the fearless leader himself, the Grand Poobah, Christopher Hubka. Christopher Cash involved. Robert Gillard, Sanderson. Even RC himself, Tom Fridas. Race hasn't gone how he has planned, as I believe now he is relinquished back to full-time RC duties as he was out there in competition earlier. Christopher Cash was leading earlier. He is now in that 7th place position. There's no surprise. Look who's leading this thing. Mr. Excitement himself, Jeffrey Radke. They got it wound up coming down the backstretch. 2x2, John Force Special up at the front of this thing. The trains are large and in charge here. Radke getting a great help from Dakota Camper, who is all over that Toyota like glue in that Chevrolet Camaro. Here comes Christopher Hubka in that outside lane. He was leading earlier before Doom struck his race car. Had to burn a fast repair, but he has made it back to the point. What is the 27? Oh, he got hung out to dry. Actually, timing and scoring actually has him listed as a 73, but he is being scored or shown on the racetrack in the 27 car. We'll have to check that. Oh, someone gets spit out of the Hornet's nest. Goes full-blown freaking Las Vegas mode through the grass. Helping out the lawnscaping service. He took the Evil Knievel line through there. Trying to see who that was there. I believe that was Dalton McKinney in the 46. That was definitely the don't stain your ride, use tide moment of the race. And upon further review, that is Kevin Coleman, who was cooking in the field on that one. We have seen that a lot here throughout the course of this race. Just over-aggressive pushing. Oh, almost a side draft gone wrong there. The Lego man doesn't have any more aces up the sleeve. No more fast repairs. Ooh, I don't know. I don't like how he's lining up on Hubka there. He's probably thinking the same thing. It's like deja vu all over again from Thursday nights. Is every time the 88 is leading a race, I don't care if it's the trucks, the Xfinity Series, Ghost Cup Series, he gets absolutely snookered. Let's go on board with Hubka. You know, everything looks as good as it can get out his front windshield here. But if we pan around to the back of that race car, that's going to tell a completely different story. You're about to see what I'm talking about here. He's got a face full of Whip It Up. That's the 46. Now, I believe he is one lap down. Yeah, McKinney being scored in that 12th place position. As Chris often says, I'll wreck my wife for a win, and I believe it. When I say things are bigger and better in Texas, well, let's see if he can rise to the occasion and punch his ticket and get a win. And I believe his first Xfinity start of the season. Oh, no. Oh, almost got spun. That was sheets of paper apart. There's pushing going wrong all over the place. But back at the front of this piece, it continues to be the North Carolina man that has the plan to carry the torch at the front of this thing, as he always does. The later we run, the better he gets. I mean, if there's ever someone that says, hey, it's not about, whoever wants to challenge, it's not how you start. It's not about how you start, it's how you finish. That is the 3 to a T. May not have the speed early on, but he always figures the racetrack out, able to make the adjustments on the car. And when it's go time, when the money is on the line, that Jeffrey Radke in the 3, always a part of the conversation at the end. In fact, I'll stamp that and mark it guaranteed. He will be here at the end of this when all is said and done. This driver's going to have a lap car here. It's going to be Jared Hayes. He's going to get, little wolf. Kept it low, gets skinny cash. Oh my God, he just about bit the farm. Oh, we got problems. We got parts flying everywhere. Whip It Up was destroyed. There's the 11 skating across the racetrack. Jonathan Wiley, you can't park there. As he gets it fired up, back going again. His Whip It Up is more like Wreck It Up. This all started as Jared Hayes was off the pace and not of his doing. He was just out there by himself. Go back to the Redline Racing Network instant replay. Oh, that's an afterthought there. That's how the 11 got yeeted for the second time. Let's see if we can get where that initially started here. There's the 21 already off in the grass. Instant replay just not cooperating how we would like to tonight. We're going to have to roll the tape back literally here. That ought to be good enough. Everything's good right here. Then you're going to see Jared Hayes coming into the picture. We're going to slow it down. Going to go on board with him, looking out the back of his race car. You can see the leader here, Radke, just how close this is. So they're going to get by scot-free on the outside lane here. And then there's going to be a little bit of breathing going on, the accordion in the lane. Right there. The 12's going to catch a piece of it. Cash is going to make contact as well. And all of that just condensing that compression when these cars are at speed, that dirty, turbulent air. Ouch, that's going to ruin your dinner plans as his hood literally takes off into the stratosphere. There's a front clip going into the fence. And at this point, it's just hanging on for the ride. Whip it up, change call signs, direct it up. Unfortunately, Cash is going to skate through that with just more than a little bit of high-fiving action going on. As we saw when we were on board with the 17. And that wasn't his fault. It's just all these cars just kind of ran out of real estate with everyone having to move an inch here, take an inch there, and sometimes it's not where the wick gets lit. It's where the bomb goes off, and that's a byproduct of this wreck right here. Some of these guys going to be out of fast repairs now as Camper now leads this thing. Send it now back to the live side of things. Multiple cars on pit road here, getting service. Go to Camper out on the racetrack, but Jared Hayes in the pit once again. This just has not gone how he has planned. McKinney in the pit, the front of that race car absolutely smoked. Vandercloak, if I'm not saying that right, I do apologize. A 97 machine, he's on pit road. Too Fast Tom. He was strong early, working with the 69 of Cashes. He is permanently parked it, I believe, for the evening. Cliff Corriveau, Johnny Williams also have put it on the hauler. Kevin Coleman continues, or is being shown now as the leader for the first time tonight here in prime time. Lights go out on that pace car. We're going to take a moment, pause for station identification. We'll be back right here with the live action on Redline Racing Network.
The search is over. The most comprehensive oval scoring solution is here. Featuring oval playoffs, adjust drivers per round, custom number of rounds, custom playoff points, provisionals, optional win and you're in, custom playoff displays, rookie championships, optional minimum participation, and load those results in seconds. Visit extremescoring.info today. The search is over. The most comprehensive oval scoring solution is here. Featuring oval playoffs, adjust drivers per round, custom number of rounds, custom playoff points, provisionals, optional win and you're in, custom playoff displays, rookie championships, optional minimum participation, and load those results in seconds. Visit extremescoring.info today. Extreme Scoring to do the work for you.
Rick Motek, high-performance sim racing equipment. Whether you're just looking to have fun, train for race day, or become a serious esports competitor, Rick Motek has you covered. hundreds of name brand parts. Support from experts that love sim racing. Trusted by the pros. There's only one place to go, brickmotech.com.
The search is over. The most comprehensive oval scoring solution is here. Featuring oval playoffs, adjust drivers per round, custom number of rounds, custom playoff points, provisionals, optional win and you're in, custom playoff displays, rookie championships, optional minimum participation, and load those results in seconds. Visit extremescoring.info today.
Race fans, welcome back to Talladega, Alabama. Caution flag out of the way, green flag back in the air. Kevin Coleman was enjoying his first taste of the raid, but Christopher Hupka has other plans. He's trying to win the endless streak. just for whatever reason cannot get a race in his own series on the Cup side of things. So sometimes just reset, go race somewhere else and see if you can literally get the proverbial monkey off your back. That inside line, though, really formed up well. And they're going to take the momentum. Hubka hiding back on the outside, though. Look at these big-time moves at the front of this piece. I mean, these guys are fighting like it's 5 laps to go. The 11 now challenging of Wiley. Here comes the Wiley Coyote in the Supra. Toyota marketing slogan is "Let's go places," and he is taking it to the house, to the point. Cody Sanderson doing all the dirty work behind him, saying, "Get on my bumper, buddy. Give me a push. Let's go." Hit the turbocharger, and off to the front we go. Gillard now teamed up with that Chevrolet on the bottom. Eating hard on the inside. Oh, he peeked below the double yellow there for a minute. That's out of bounds. Gets back in line, but has to break formation. And that's going to give the momentum to the outside lane there as you see the 9 of Brandon Kelly. A little side draft action on the 54. Oh, God, no! Here we go again. How did the 11 not hit anything? That was a Code Brown moment if I've ever seen one. How that Toyota is in one piece. I don't have an answer if that thing should have been resting in pieces out there on the backstretch. But that is not the case as he is still rolling under his own power. His race suit probably what took the toll there more than anything. Go back here to the Redline Racing Network instant replay here. Watch this. Something's going to happen in my race suit moment. Instant replay just does not want to cooperate tonight. Let's try this again here. Everything's all fine and dandy, good to go. Clear skies, clean racetrack in front of the 11. But that's about to change. Watch this inside line. Got the 84, the 54 working together on the bottom. And he's going to take a push here from the 22. And it's literally going to turn his world upside down on the high side. You can see the offset there. That Toyota says no thank you coming off the corner. He starts to do the jig. He catches it once, twice, and then literally comes down in front of Gillard. Gillard takes evasive action. Everyone scatters to the bottom. Other than flat spotting his tires, the Wiley Coyote lives. Usually he doesn't wind up on the winning side of things on the Acme storyboard, but hey, here in Talladega, you can write your own ending. You got Camper, Coleman, Cooper, Christopher Hubka racing off pit road there, going up against the Lego machine. And he's had his castle destroyed here tonight. Because he's trying to get some good mojo on his side here. So Sanderson and Kelly stay out. In fact, let's dial up the driver of the 9. Brandon Kelly, Matt up in the booth. You got a copy there, bud.
I do.
Well, hey, man, this race has been textbook Talladega. Pushes gone wrong have been a big part of the story, but yet you find yourself in second place. How is that Camaro driving for you as we progress through this race tonight?
Hasn't been too bad. I feel like everything's going as planned, but I probably should have pitted there, but we'll see.
Yeah, so yourself and Sanderson there stay out. Last down pit road on lap 67. Everyone else comes down now on lap 79. You think those guys behind you have enough go fast in the tank to go the distance?
I think they do, but I think there's going to be another one, so I'll have an opportunity to fuel up and get this thing going again.
Well, hey, man, you're doing a heck of a job out there. Way to stay ahead of the racetrack, ride the storm, keep that 9 clean. Hopefully we'll be talking to you here on the podium when all is said and done. Best of luck to you the rest of the way, bud.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, there he is, ladies and gentlemen, driver of the 9 ride. That is Brandon Kelly. And he has all the right answers and all the right moves inside the cockpit of that race car. Thus, so far through competition, is he finds himself in that second place position. As we get re-racked, restacked, ready to rock and roll here. Yet another restart these drivers are going to have to ride the storm through once again. Does Brandon Kelly have deals cut with perhaps Camper behind him in the 2? We're about to find out, as he has certainly been fun to watch here in primetime. Again, want to thank everyone for joining us tonight here on Redline Racing Network. If you guys could support the cause, help us reach our next milestone, which is 1,000 subscribers, would be greatly appreciated. Clifford Corvo, my old broadcast partner, unfortunately, early exit on this race. Johnny Williams also retiring. Vanderklok. Tom has taken the car off the racing surface, but is still in an RC role here tonight, as always, does a great job. As we spoke with Brandon Kelly here under this caution sequence. Waiting on that pace car to pull off, and there he goes. Here we go. It's time to wipe the visor and adjust the 5-point harness. Time to strap Grandma in. Make sure she's got plenty of kernel-free popcorn, because we're about to get it on once again here in Earnhardt Country. Green flag back in the air, and of course, that's sponsored by Chris Hubka Realtors. Have a dream home. Take it out of the virtual world. Make it a reality. You know who to call. Obviously, Mr. Hubka knows how to get it done here in the sim world, and also knows how to put you in the home of your dreams in real life. Don't go with the rest. Trust the best, and that is Christopher Hubka. He restarts there in that 5th place position. Now he's going to claw a spot. He's got one heck of a run. As he teams up with Lego Country out there on the high side. The 11 there of Jonathan Wiley as well. Toyota on Chevrolet on Ford on Chevrolet on Toyota. And that 3-car train on the high side. Then you have 4 cars teamed up on the bottom. And because the high side is better formed up, they are able to keep pace as that train starts to break apart a little bit. You know, the big question I have, can Hubka get the monkey off his back? Can he finally get a win in one of the series that he virtually commands? He has basically transferred ownership over through the other minor, I don't want to say minor leagues or minor series, but through the truck series. Obviously, Christopher Cash, the Xfinity, this Reaper series, his bread and butter. Hubka mainly focuses on the Cup side of things Thursday nights on Core Racing Network. But wins have evaded him or eluded him in more ways than one. Oftentimes, he absolutely just gets destroyed while leading. He's trying to turn the tides here this evening. Go on board with him once again. Getting all the power out of that Camaro he can possibly get right now. You can see him just absolutely knocking on the back door. It's not delivery, it's Chris Hubka. As he is working fiercely with that dark horse in front of him. Now he's going to peek out. Does he have help? Or is he just getting some air to the front of that car? I believe that's what he's doing in that 88. Oh, he took the whole line up there with him. And just who Hubka likes to see back behind him as he goes to the lead. Oh, Cash is going to split him. He thought about it. And then he probably said, hey, this might be a conversation after the race if this goes wrong. I know we're getting down to the wire here, working lap 85 out of 113, but probably didn't want to take a trip to the hauler. Because that was the diamond formation, and it was looking to go off hard and heavy. Now the 84 Coleman gets kicked out of line like the redheaded stepchild. He's going to slot in behind the 11, become the new caboose on the top shelf. His Lego Nation rolls the bottom, and here comes Kelly. A lot of these drivers have used their fast repairs, so they really have to be cautious and keep that in the back of their mind. Another lap ticks off the block here, written in the history books, now working 80s, lap 87 out of 113. And don't forget, folks, if that's not enough to get us done, we do have overtime in our back pocket, should we need to up the ante and the octane just a little bit more. Hubka continues to lead, up 14 spots from where he started, biggest mover of the race. And just as I say that, Cooper is going to get a great run on the bottom as they are formed up nicely. And the 11 just keeps getting just absolutely kicked out of that line up top. For whatever reason, just no one seems to want to work with Wiley. Now he's holding on for dear life as he does not want to lose that draft. Remember, the 17 of Hayes, he had problems early, that Camaro, because of all these cautions, fixed up and looking better. As a last resort, he can jump in behind him if he needs to, but here he comes charging back. The 11's caught the draft on the high side. Gillard lurking in that 7th place position. Remember, he has just not had, the past month has just not gone his way with these short tracks. You know, he's looking to get some vibe in his ride once again, especially on the scoring pylon. You got to be in it to win it, though, and that's exactly what the 54 has done. He has rode out the storm. He has made the right moves out there on the racetrack. No fast repairs remaining in the 54 camp. However, Doesn't matter right now because that car is looking good in the neighborhood. As he rides in line in that 8th place position on the high side. In fact, let's go on board with Mr. Good Life. You know he's here for the good times. Ooh, don't do that, buddy. Oh, he's going to drop down in front of the 17. Okay, he's aware that he's there. Wasn't sure if he saw him, whatnot, but here we are with Mr. July. I think he's taking a page out of the 3 days grace here, the good life. He's just here for the good time. Again, you can see just how close these cars are when they are stacked and bunched together. I thought that may have been a lap car, but that's just a piece of debris up on his windshield when he was going through the corner. I was going to say, uh-oh, not again. Remember earlier I was talking about these cars breathing, and I believe it was the 17 that was off the pace, you know, because he was out there by himself. That was a catalyst that was involved in one of the big ones here this evening. It's Cooper, the Austin version. Dakota Camper in that P2. Third belongs to Kevin Coleman. Even with the board where he started up 11 spots, biggest mover of the race. What has happened there? Chris Hubka in 4th, biggest mover of the race. Brandon Kelly slides 1 spot back to that 5th place position. Cash rolls in 6th. Robert Gillard in 7th. Jonathan Wiley 8th. 9th belongs to Cody Sanderson. And Jared Hayes in 10th. Radke, unfortunately, not how he wanted this thing to end, as he is off track. And I'm going to have to eat my words. I picked him to win. Talladega had other plans as he got dagged, literally. .22 laps to go here from Earnhardt Country. We're going to step aside, take our final break of the evening, and be back with the remaining coverage here from Talladega, Alabama. Race fans, green flag back in the air once again as we just let it go loud on the restart. Let her rip, tater chip, in the words of Cletus McFarland. Gillard getting caught 3 wide there. Good move. As my son says hi to everyone watching right now, right here live on Redline Racing Network. There's our in-race reporter of the race, Brandon Kelly, there in that 6th place position. So he gets shuffled back a little bit further, though. Gillard there just in front of him. This, my God, what a top 5. He runs in 5th place right now. Helped turn things around in the 54 camp. But all eyes on Christopher Hupke, as the winds go to great lengths to evade him in his Ride and Joy Cup Series. So he takes it back a level. Sometimes that's what you got to do as a race car driver. Just change up the scenery a little bit and see if he can put a W in the win column, as he is literally in that catbird seat right now in that 3rd place position. Now just 11 laps remaining as Gillard gives a face full of donkey punch to the driver of the 11, Jonathan Wiley, as he is welded on the back of that Toyota. In fact, that's 2 Toyotas and a Camaro on the top shelf where Mama hides the cookies, and here they come. So they about pull even with the leaders on the bottom, being led by the Lego man, Austin Cooper. Dakota camping behind the 12. There you go, Gillard. There you go, buddy. Oh, he's going to get split. And he's going to get shoveled to the back. But still has plenty of time to restack here. As Cooper, the Austin version, continues to lead. And 10 laps to go. This is when we're really going to see the intensity pick up. You thought it was maxed out. Now we're going to hit a whole nother level. This is where the give and take goes out the window for the driver. That switch flips, you start to see red. You're not lifting anymore. You're going to keep it to the floorboards, and whatever happens, happens. '54 not giving up. Here he comes charging again. Has a new dance partner with the 84 of Coleman. In fact, let's go back on board with Gillard. Ooh, a little wiggle there out of the 84 in front of him. That's going to happen here with all this dirty, turbulent air. From the shores of New Jersey, up in the Northeast, Mr. Good Life here for the good time. Does Gillard have a... Whoa, he's going to get shuffled to the outside. He's going to duck back in line right behind the 11 of Wiley. The Acme Rocket from Westville, Oklahoma. Here comes the Coyote. And if there is ever a trademark textbook picture for a country singer here in iRacing, Wiley has that wrapped up. I mean, it doesn't get any more like an album cover from the late 90s, early 2000s than the 11. I mean, that is perfect. Toby Keith, eat your heart out. Also, rest in peace. It's another day in the park for Coleman. But the trench warfare going on just off the bumper. And that's it right there. There is the Hornet's Nest and the Supra breathing down his neck, literally. And this going on, at 190 miles an hour. Uh-oh, we gotta have another lap car in front of the field here. Hopefully we don't have a replay of earlier in the race. He's gonna get way out of the way. That's how you do it right there. Don't even make yourself a factor. Let these guys race. Great heads-up job there. 84 with momentum from Wiley. Coleman now briefly takes the lead. Looking for a surge from Cooper in the bottom lane, but no, the 84 is going to get a heck of a push. Hits the afterburner, is now going to clear. Oh, big time side draft there from the Coyote. Gillard with him in tow. Toyota's starting to team up on the high side. This all going on now as Hupka gets shuffled back to 7th. Perhaps he is reloading for one last push, the grand finale. Oh, the 9 throws a big-time side draft on the 88. Hopefully he doesn't have any wreck my ride is on your side. It remains Coleman, Cooper, Camper, Wiley, Hupka. That's your top 5. Gillard, Kelly, Hayes. Cash, Sanderson, Radke, Vanderklok, Lagoons, and company all off the racetrack. They have retired. They are out of this piece. As these cars really start to get dicey now. We're doing the Indy Snake, and we're not even going down the backstretch. Side draft from Wiley. Gillard is there. Hupka also closing back in towards the front. Big time bobble there from the 12. Hupka stays with him. Whoa. They got caught in the sucker hole. That was almost a 1-2 whack-a-mole at the front. How does Wiley or Camper stay attached to Gillard? That truffle shuffle. Good Lord. That had woulda, coulda, shoulda all over it. And yet, 3 laps to go. Popsicle sticks in the air. This time by is hello, Mr. Good Life. Gillard goes to the lead. Toyotas 1 and 2. They control the high side and the bottom. Hupka's going to get a big run here, though. Can he do anything with it in the Camaro? Gillard's got to do a good job playing defense now. He is in position to win this thing. But how many times have we seen the driver on the final lap the driver coming to the white flag does not win the race? Is just as I say that, Camper gets absolutely thunderstruck and he takes it to the lead as they're 4 wide. Cars in the wall off the racetrack. We're going to stay green. Do we make it around to the white flag? Hupka is there with the 12. Remove the popsicle sticks. We're going to have one lap to go here from Talladega. It looks like a tandem team drift or a tandem draft racing back from the Car of Tomorrow era. Pick your poison. You want the high line or the low line? Oh, Gillard gets knocked off the racetrack. That's going to screw the momentum on the bottom. Here comes the 12 with Chris Hubka. Chris Hubka is going to try to make a move here. In the words of Phil Collins, I can feel it coming in the air tonight. You go on board with Hubka. He's got a peek on the inside. He is going to try and win it, thread the needle at the line. It's going to be through the Geico restart zone. They're going to wreck it. Oh, my God. It's going to happen again to the 88. I don't believe it. Is Hubka wrecked at the line, but timing and scoring is showing him as the race winner. We're going to have to confirm this with iRacing. It was that close. And timing and scoring has confirmed by 4 thousandths of a second. Christopher Hubka with a walk-off win here in the Xfinity Series. The monkey, the curse is broken for the 88. Absolutely incredible. Talladega delivers once again. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to go take a look at that finish here one more time. We are going to roll this back. We're going to go old school VHS. We're going to bring this tape player out. We're going to roll it back as fast as we possibly can. Remember, Jeff Gordon had the drive to end Hugger? Well, this is the drive to end an infamous winless streak that has snake-bitten the 88 for years. Watch this. Here we go. You can see this looks like reminiscent from Brad Keselowski and Carl Edwards. Except the 12 does not go into the fence. He's going to flirt with that double yellow line, but he does not advance down below it. They're going to slap hands. They're going to slap you door to door. Here comes Wiley behind him. He's got the Acme rocket fired up, and that's going to be just enough. And then they make contact as Hubka slides up the racetrack. Here comes the 11. Photo finish. I don't believe it as Hubka wins the race, pointed into the fence. What a finish. Ladies and gentlemen, it does not get better than that. Is somebody better get Chris Hubka into the broadcast booth. And ladies and gentlemen, we just watched it on replay. Chris Hubka, you have broken the curse, the winds that have eluded you for so long. You change up the scenery, get a different pace, put yourself here in the Reaper Series, and hello for a walk-off win here at Talladega as you're pointed straight into the fence by 4 thousandths of a second. How does it feel to finally win one of these things, man?
Big shout out to Austin Cooper. Me and him were working all out there at the end, and man, right place at the right time. Finally got that monkey off the back and got the win.
You know, I think it was etched in stone early on as, I told the viewers just how many times these wins have eluded you in the Ghost Cup Series. Many times you have been winning and wrecked from, wrecked right in the heart of it, coming to the checkered flag or moments before. And I thought that's what happened at first. I thought one had got stolen from me again. I thought this, it was deja vu. Then on the
Yep.
broadcast, I actually pulled up iRacing to confirm because I didn't want to call it until I knew for sure. But there you were, SDK and an iRacing showing you is the winner, man. Who do you want to thank who helps you get it done on that 88?
Big shout out to Austin there. The last lap there, I got beside him. He raced me clean. He didn't bump me or nothing. It was awesome. There when I got sideways, I thought I lost another win. But yeah, big shout out to everybody here, to Cash for putting this Xfinity series on, you broadcasting, and shout out to the guys that I was able to run with today and have fun.
Well, again, ladies and gentlemen, the man from Texas, they said they do it bigger and better, and he shows up here tonight in the Reaper Series, and he takes it to the competition, getting, as he said, the monkey off his bat, and he punches his ticket here in Earnhardt Country. He's your winner, driver of the 88, Christopher Hubka. Again, hopefully you go back and watch that replay, man. It doesn't get any better than that, brother. I know it's sim racing, but damn, it does not disappoint. And he didn't even have to wreck his wife for a win.
Not at all, man. I'm going to celebrate this win all night.
There you go, man. Have a beer for me. Enjoy it as we go on through the rest of our top 3 interviews here right on Redline Racing Network. We got a bunch of these guys up in the booth, and heck, we're going to interview all of them. We're going to have some fun. But up next, he drove that number 11 machine to almost certain victory, I thought, but by 0.04 of a second comes up just a fraction of an inch short. It's the Acme Rocket himself, Jonathan Wiley. Matt, up in the booth, you got me, bud.
Yes, sir.
I'll tell you what, I referred to you as the Acme Rocket out there at times. That 11 machine was bad fast when you wanted it to be. Talk to me about riding the storm and navigating your way through some of those crashes out there. It was absolutely intense up here in the booth watching you.
It was intense on the track too. A lot of hurt feelings going on, but it is what it is. Whenever you're racing for the win and contending and trying to get through the squirrels the whole time, it's kind of, you'll have some contact, you'll have some wrecks, but it was more of a waiting game. And then, like you said, just being fast when I wanted to. I was trying to just push it whenever I had help, and then you don't make very many friends whenever you start using the bumpers, so kind of had to do it on my own there at the end a little bit.
You said it yourself, and he said it best. You don't make any friends when you're using the chrome horn. But how many times at Talladega, even in real life, do we see that almost being one of the tools that you have to utilize here at the end of this thing to get it done?
Oh yeah, it is. It is at most tracks, honestly, but there's a difference in the people that can pull it off and the people that can't, and the people that can't get their feelings hurt. So, but it is what it is. I don't hold grudges. I mean, I'm good to go with next race, so we'll just see what happens. I think we had a shot to do it. I needed to not get so checked up on that last little wreck on the last right coming to the white flag lap, but I mean, it tried to set it up for a decent run, but it just didn't work out. I was just a hair short.
Like you said, just a hair short. I think your formula was spot on. Just, Talladega things happen, man. You come up, I mean, less than an inch from the victory. And, I think if you go back and watch the replay, if it was me, as much as it stings, not getting the win, I think you had great execution there. You come up just, like I said, a fraction of an inch. But, you mentioned momentum or the next race. What does this finish do, momentum-wise, helping you further on as the season progresses?
Well, I don't know. I just need to do a little practice. I don't even know what the next race is, honestly, but I think just for the momentum, I think it'll help. It's Dover the next race. I don't know. Just do a little practice for it and see what happens.
Yeah, I'll give you a little insider information. Watch out for the 54 at Dover. That track he's got that one circled on the calendar. He's already won on the Cup side of things, so keep your eye on him next week, bud.
Oh yeah. I'm sure I've got a few people to watch out for in good ways and bad ways, but I race dirt all the time anyway. Me and Cody do, so we're just kind of here having fun and being competitive when we can. So if we got to work together against everybody, that's what we'll do.
Hey, man, we appreciate you being here in the Reaper Series. Always put on a good show. And certainly last but not least, before I cut you loose, who do you want to thank who helps you get it done on the 11?
I do my own paints. I do Cody's paints. He builds all of our dirt sets whenever we race dirt late models, and he's wicked fast over there. We win a lot of league races and stuff doing that. But just me and Cody were holding it down, doing our own thing over here. And whenever he had to go through on his drive-through, we worked together, and he was a lap down, but still pushed me up to the front. And then that's just how we do it, I guess. Me and Cody's pretty much been doing this thing together since we both started, so we're just trying to make it happen and see what we can do.
Well, there he is, ladies and gentlemen. The Wile E. Coyote himself had that Acme rocket set to full-fledged afterburner at the end. I thought he had the win. Timing and scoring had it painted otherwise. He comes up millimeters short. That is the driver of the 11, the Oklahoma man. That is Jonathan Wiley. Thanks for joining us up here in the booth, bud.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And our third place podium finisher joining me now up in the Tony Trapassa Memorial booth. That is going to be the driver of the Lego machine who survives at the end and finally gets a finish he deserves, as he has been strong virtually all season long, but snake bitten at the end at times. That is the driver of the 12. Austin Cooper, you got me, bud.
Yeah, I got you, Matt.
Hey, man, first and foremost, it's great to see you get a finish here that's worthy of your performance. How were you able to ride the storm and pilot that thing to a third-place finish?
So I just want to say huge shout out to Chris Hubka. We worked together at the end there, and as we were talking, I found out that it was going to be his first win if he got it. So I was hoping it would be between me and him, and I'm really glad that he got it. That's really good for him.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, in his interview, I'm sure you heard, he gave you a shout out. He thanked you for helping him out there because you guys, as you said, you worked together. He didn't have any teammates left, but hey, that's Talladega. You make deals with the ones that are closest to you when it counts. And, you were a big part of helping him get that win. And you're right. He finally got the monkey off his back. The curse is broken. And you were a big part of that tonight, my friend. So I know you're pumped about it. He's pumped about it. But, more importantly, man, I'm pumped for you because you finally, finish where you should. Talk to me about how heartbreaking it is to be up front leading laps and then somehow, some way, just something happened out there on the racetrack and you're sitting in the hauler when these things close out.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking, but that's how super speedways go. Most guys, coming towards the end, they're gonna sit back and they're gonna wait for their moment. I have yet to win too, so we're still looking for our first win in any league. And I really thought we had it. We had it going towards the end and just couldn't hold it out, but we had a good race car today, so that's all that matters. Top 3.
Now, you definitely did. Lego Country came to life tonight, and you pilot that thing to a third-place finish. Who do you want to thank who helps you get it done?
So, first and foremost, my grandmother. She's one of the most amazing women in the world. I'd like to thank my brother. He got out pretty early in the race, but he's a good teacher to me. He's the one who got me into sim racing. And I'd like to thank Mr. Cash putting on this league. He also helps me out, works with me. And Christopher Tate, shout out to him. Congratulations at Iowa Speedway.
10th place
top
finish.
10.
Heck yeah, man. Well, there he is, ladies and gentlemen. Driver of the 12, Austin Cooper, rides the storm, finds the parting of the Red Seas, and is able to bring it home in one piece with a podium finish, I might add. He is your third place finisher here from Earnhardt Country, right in Talladega, Alabama.
Have a good night, Matt.
Hey, you too, buddy. And you know what? Why not? My old broadcast partner, Robert Gillard, driver of the 54. Matt, up in the booth. You got me, bud.
Sir, how's it going, buddy?
Hey, it's going good, man. It's been a minute since you and I got to chat. Walk me through that race tonight, man.
Towards the end, it was like trying to play Matchbox cars to me, trying to make the best moves I could, with the help of Paul Hurst, as my spotter. But we walked out as a top 5. I'll take that.
Yeah, man. And I mean, you had to work for it too. I mean, a lot of guys seemed like they were afraid to work with you at times as they left you out hanging, but you're not afraid to get up on the wheel. I was referring to you as the good life out there on the racetrack. That's your slogan, when we pull you up in SDK. In fact, for you folks at home, there you go. He's here for the good time and the good vibes, and that's exactly what he had tonight. What does that 5th place finish do for you, man? I know that short track stint wasn't very good to you, but hey, you get a top 5 and you get back on the right side of things. And hey, where we're going next week, I'm just saying, you got to have this one circled on the calendar, right?
Yeah, next week is definitely going to be a circle on the calendar. It's my home track, so we got it done in Cup. Maybe it happens again. Definitely going to get back to work on it for sure.
Well, heck yeah, man. Thanks for joining me up here in the booth, ladies and gentlemen. That is the driver of the Whitehead Racing Entry 54 TRD Supra, Robert Gillard. And if you folks didn't know, he's already got 1 win here in the Ghost Cup Series. Check him out Thursday nights on CRN. But you're going to have to come back right here to Redline Racing Network next week to see if he can double down and win here in the Xfinity Series at his home track in Dover. Again, want to thank everyone for joining us up here in the booth. And again, big congrats to Christopher Hubka as he finally breaks the curse. And I even said at the top of the broadcast, sometimes the best recipe is to take yourself out of the situation. So get out of the Cup Series, change up the scenery, and lo and behold, he comes in here for a thrilling, high-octane walk-off win in the Xfinity Series. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's only one thing left to say, and all good things must come to an end, including this broadcast. Want to thank everyone, the partners, Cash Customs, Chris Hubka, Team Watson Racing Setups, Black Magic, all for being a part of the Strategic Family Alliance. And as the late, great Tony Trapasso used to say, as you walk down the road of life this week, ladies and gentlemen, do us all a favor. Don't play in traffic, and we'll see you next right time. We'll see you next here, right place, right time